And hello, and welcome to some Nordhold, which is a game that is essentially combining tower defense and roguelike mechanics with kingdom management and resources and stuff like that. It's very interesting. There's a demo available as well on Steam, but this over here is the full release. Thanks a lot to the devs for providing me with a key. And it's pretty darn cool. The devs are a German indie dev team. It's also published and released by Hype Train. I could check that. Right here we do get a selection of bonuses we can go for. Yep, Hype Train Digital and developed by Forge. Very interesting game for sure that I got to play a bunch of already. We can gain 40 woods for now, less bandits in the first 3 waves, or at least 1 banner, and the first banner choice is legendary. First 10 waves have 20% increased elite chance, 60% elite enemy HP. Let's go with that for now. Just start on normal mode. And right here, we can now just try and build stuff. Like these arrow towers. And the price will increase over time, like more and more. We'll build a mortar tower over here. And perhaps another one of these guys here. Just make sure that we've got like an ironclad defense. We still have a lot of wood, so perhaps... Let's see. We can hire a worker for now. Can assign some people to gather wood for us. We still have 2 people that we can... We need workers, we need to build houses, essentially. And then we can also upgrade each individual building. So for instance, we can get woodworker efficiency. Reduces wood cost for tower construction by 10%. Well, I should have maybe gotten that before. Instead, though, I'm going to increase the wood production per worker by 5, possibly? Yes, I think by 5 should be feasible. We now still have 5 gold over here. So now we're getting 30 per wave with these 2. Besides that, though, I would like to get also a mill going with golden fertility right here, so that we produce 2 more wheat per wave per worker. And perhaps do this, because soon enough we'll need to hire more workers. The next one is going to cost 60 wheat, and right now we have 24. Although, arguably, I could also just do this and gather more wood, and we'll eventually get to the wheat amount. Now we'll have to explore. Enemies are gonna come in. And these towers are gonna hit... whatever. We can now build the tavern, which increases the productivity of all our workers by 30%. Meaning we now produce 16 wheat per wave and 60 wood per wave. Just continue for now. We front-loaded our towers quite a fair bit here. So we'll have to take our time. The Zap Tower is gonna ignore block altogether and shoot a lightning arc that will jump to other enemies. Over here, we've got also the Volcano Mortar, which is pretty slow, but has huge range. Does a lot of damage in an area of effect, and it's pretty neat. And over here are arrow towers. Right there. And do we want to build a workshop early on? I think we'd be better off to just get a tower build. Perhaps go for some stone. Like so. I like to drag around the map a lot, but we can also use AWSD to go back and forth, and then N to go back to the city, and B to go here. By the way, we did unlock this hero tower, which is pretty useful. And it's gonna come in handy. The arrow tower fires a burst of 3 arrows, each dealing reduced damage. The fire rate is moderately decreased. This is the legendary banner that we've gotten earlier, so we're gonna go for it. 90% fire rate is nice, but like, you know, a 10% decrease in fire rate, 50% less damage, but it should be pretty nice. So if we go over here now, maybe we can increase the damage. Over here. Increase the fire rate for our volcano mortar. Maybe increase the range for the arc tower, since it jumps a lot. And this one's just gonna try and pick off any enemies. Like so, maybe. So it's gonna cost 60 wheat for us. We'll have the next wave. For the time being, let's build a trading post. The trading post is gonna generate actually not yet. We'll need to upgrade that. For that we'll need 30 wood. We don't have that yet, but we'll be able to generate gold per wave, essentially. It's going to be quite useful. Let's explore for now. Further. We haven't built any towers over here yet. There is one over there. These can level up as they gain experience, basically. But we can also fast forward the upgrade by spending gold, I guess. So gold is important for upgrades of all kinds. Alright, on the next wave, we'll be able to get a hero choice. Let's do this for now, so that we gain some gold each wave. In fact, we are gaining 5 gold per wave, which is pretty nice. Depending on how high we place buildings, they will have more range. For now, I believe that this is pretty good. Just get this one to deal some damage to units. We'll focus whoever has the most blocks until it ignores the block. Followed up by units in a group. Followed up by the unit with the most health. That's the priorities there. We get a hero. So this one has trading ship costs minus 40%. As to spells, also brings 40 gold. This one, build upgrade costs are reduced by 10%, brings 1 chest. Chest has resources, deals 990 times damage. To the 20. Brings a chest, brings 1 random common banner. Elite enemy chances increased. I'll take Anders. Anders has Arcane Explosion, which helps him ramp up. Every time you use it, you gain more and more skill damage. Brings arrows of arrow tower inflict a bleeding debuff on impact. Stacks 3, slow 2%. That's a damage over time effect that also slows down the enemies. And right here, we'll go for... I'm just going to increase the fire rate, not going to lie. Let's get granite grips to increase the stone production for now. Besides that, we can also hire build another house and hire another worker. And then perhaps put that in. Practice over here. Just getting the other worker to work on stone. On the... No, not stone. The wood. There we go. And now we have 2% spell power already. Plus the 10% we get from one of our towers back in our base. This one. Reduce the area of effect of the volcano mortar in general. Every fourth shot is much larger. The arrow fires a burst of 3 arrows, each dealing reduced damage. The fire rate is moderately decreased. Would bring the damage up and the fire rate up as well. I think crescendo though is pretty neat. Let's go with that. Let's do this for now. Statue is pretty cool. Let's go over here and upgrade that immediately. Then we'll take one off here and just add them right there so that we gain more gold. And we'll move on. That right there is an elite enemy. So we want to damage it as much as possible. That one dropped a chest, which is fantastic for us. War supplies. Let's go some more wood. Then... let's for now maybe get even more range. Either that or more fire rate. I think more fire rate is going to come in quite clutch here. I'll take even more fire rate on that one. Let's increase the damage on these two. Fire rate. And this arc tower can also have more damage. Damage. Trade ships right here. Will give us 8 gold per wave now. The cost of hiring workers is reduced by 10%. I'll take it, so it's now 72. And we're just gonna leave it at that, I think. Yep. It's not like we can do anything else here. And it should be able to take care of that quite well up there. And we'll just thin out the waves a little bit when they enter these choke points here. Perk unlock Towers of Gold. I don't know what that means. Ah. Reduce the cost of the gold costs for tower construction. Nice. Not gonna lie, I'm just gonna go for one more worker here. We can't get this yet. What we can do though is pay 6 gold to gain another 10 wood. And then trading ship's gonna give us 12 gold per wave. We now have an extra worker we can assign to, so for the time being what we can do is get even more wood going again. And at the castle we do have tax burdens which I want to grab for sure. Okay, we'll be able to get that either way. But I also want to build the runestone tower over here. You know? I guess I will have to wait. We'll get another banner choice here after. Kill 1,000 enemies! Enemy Bane achievement. The volcano mortar causes burn on impact, ignites the field it hits, causing additional burn stacks per hexfield crossed. I'm gonna re-roll here just to get better rarity stuff. Arrows from the arrow tower deal more damage and have a chance to find additional arrow is pretty useful. I'll do that. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna head over here to the castle and get the tax burden upgrade, which makes it so that each worker generates 1 gold per wave, upping our gold's income. Besides that though, we can get another mortar tower probably. Build over here. Let's level up first and get the fire rate increased over here. And right there we could get even more range because, yeah, it's a lot more range. This one has a lot more range. Oh wait, no, here and here. It's similar range, but this one's lower. So that will be quite neat. Don't have too many, like, high position rocks on this side, kind of, which is a bit annoying. But right here, this volcano mortar should be pretty great. We'll place this one here because if we upgrade the range, it will go from barely touching these enemies to reaching far more. And if we upgrade it again, it's going to be pretty great. So now we have a boss, Grimlock the Bandit King, to deal with. There's nothing I can do right now. Except maybe change the priorities or whatever, but, you know. Please kill him. No. Unfortunate. Oh, that was very unfortunate. I shouldn't have front-loaded this much. Especially since the bleed effect of the arrow towers would have slowed down the boss quite a bit. Oh well. We can now spend currency if we want to, that we get based on killing enemies and surviving waves. We can use it to essentially upgrade stuff over here. But I'm not gonna do it further. I did like pump some stuff in there, like practice makes perfect. The inflation rate for repeated construction of the same type is reduced by 10%, which is pretty useful. But yeah, that was Nordhold. If you want to check out the game for yourself, there's a demo available on Steam. There's also a full release. There's also, I believe, a bunch of different bundles you can get the game in. And it's pretty nice. It's a cool tower defense roguelike game with kingdom management aspects to it. And a spell system and stuff like that. It's very interesting. I like it a lot so far. And if you'd like to see more, let me know as well. And I'll make sure to upload more. But for now, that's gonna be it. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you around. Until next time, bye bye.